Hello and welcome to a new episode of Corey and Kevin Talk About Nothing. If you're tuning in for the first time,
I'm Corey.
I'm Kevin, and in our show we talk about a variety of subjects. If you know about us, you know there's a certain hashtag floating around out there, right?
Yeah. Hashtag embrace the nothing.
Perfect.
Yes. Use it up.
Use it
up. Yes, sir. So, if you want to get notifications of us going live or we're posting, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. If you have any suggestions or anything like that, email us at cktalkaboutnothing@gmail.com. You could tweet us at CoreyKevin1. We're very active on there. So I think, somebody is very active on there. So
I try to use we and our and
yes, I do the best I can, So yeah, I do the best. But there's one person that stands out in that game. I'm just gonna say
I do enjoy the
that's the thing.
The replies from people when they say like, "Hey, Corey and Kevin," I'm like, "Yeah, it's both of us,"
Yeah. I get filled in.
Yeah.
I mean,
I stay away from the politics because I'm like, well, would Corey approve of this message? So then I back off, and then I look for just movie ones to comment on.
Got it.
That's more my specialty.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah.
So on our previous episode, we had talked about the PlayStation 5 and the reveal and the pre-order mess. But they did apologize and said that they are going to be releasing more pre-orders. So,
which I am very excited. I have joined lots of things. I'll just say that.
Lots of groups to get those updates. So
I went to every store. Signed up for every single one. Says shoot me an email.
No.
So I better know. If I don't know when the next one goes out, I'm gonna be upset. I'm just gonna say that. Leave it at that.
I will do my best because I didn't hold up my end of the bargain, so
it's okay.
There's still time for me to redeem myself.
For sure, absolutely,
I can be a redeemable character in this narrative.
Yes.
I can do it. Yeah. All right. So
I have checked every day, just so you know. Yeah, just in case, I mean, not every store, but I check like with Amazon, Walmart.
Oh yeah,
Amazon.
Because you never know. I mean, they're going to be like, one day they're going to be like, oh, hey, here they are. And then
exactly.
Like, oh, thanks for the warning,
a miscount. Somebody returned one. Somebody, you know what I mean? Like, there's going to be things that pop open. I'm just probably very seldom. It's not going to happen, but you never know.
You never know.
I'm going to be the guy to catch it. So.
Yeah. Well, besides the PlayStation 5, was there anything you watched or caught this past couple days?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I did. I did catch up on The Boys.
Oh yes, the fifth episode.
I did.
Yeah.
I will have to say, like, this one was still like I'm not gonna go to details in it, but my opinion on it a little bit was it wasn't as dark this time. I mean, there were some parts in there that were still like kind of I don't know. I expected one scene happen, but.
I don't want to give out spoilers, but there was a standout moment that I was like, I love how this show can like be terrifying but yet funny, like
definitely
in a certain basement and footsteps above and certain other noises that happen and then the continuous footsteps. I'm like, that's so well done. Like it builds so much anticipation, especially about a specific character that you don't know much about. So it was like that was like I loved that scene.
Yeah, I totally I totally agree with you, and I highly recommend it. I mean, if you have not watched it yet, I'm going to do my best not to spoil it, but it was fantastic.
Yeah,
I'm just enjoying this one.
What's that?
I know. So I'm really enjoying this season so far. Like I really, they did a fantastic job.
Yeah, I am too, and it's a little scary, with a certain partnership that happens in this one too. That's like I know, so scared.
and I have to say though, I seen it coming. That's the one part that I.
Well, yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's just like,
but
it doesn't make it any
it's
better.
happened now. Well, I know. Yeah. But man, yeah, that's gonna be a rough thing. I think for the the Soups, you know?
The Soups and The Boys and The Seven and all the different storylines that are going on right now.
There's a lot.
Yeah,
it's almost too much a couple times. There's like sometimes I forgot about certain storylines because
because then you're like, oh yeah, that's right, I forgot that. Well, anyways, we won't go into that.
Well, exactly. Yeah, but for sure, yeah. So we'll talk about it soon though. I can't keep holding back. I mean, yeah. So, another one that I watched was which you'll hate this one. So. I ran into a little bit of an issue. I use a Roku device, and their HBO is not updated yet.
Okay.
So they don't. So then I can't watch so. Recently, I never got into South Park, but recently that's one thing that I've been watching as I go to bed.
Nice. Okay? Yeah, absolutely.
But I watch it actually in my living room though, and then I go to bed, and then I'm like, wow, I'll just turn it on in here too. Okay. Mm-hmm. Well, my Roku app is not updated to HBO Max, and it's on HBO Max, not regular HBO. So I was like, really? So I signed into it, I got all ready for the HBO, and then to find that out, and the movie that was on there was Aquaman.
Oh,
I know, but I watched it, and I have to say, man, I mean. Don't get me wrong. There's certain scenes or certain things that I agree with you 100%.
Well, don't get me wrong. That's multiple times.
Yes, that
lightning strikes.
I know it's so funny because my mom was. I told my mom about it today, and she said that she goes, "Oh yeah, I'll watch it. It has Jason Momoa in it." And I'm like, I mean, are you kidding me? Like, no, you don't get nobody. They don't care about anything else besides Jason Momoa's in there. You know what I mean? It's crazy.
I mean. Somehow got some sort of high score out there and whatever. I know I'm not in the majority on that one, but
I know. I'm just saying
that stinks, because I give movie recommendations twice a week, and you watched garbage.
I couldn't find. I cannot find Hugo. So that's the one that I'm gonna have to buy it or rent it or something to watch that one. That's the only problem. So the streaming, I couldn't find it.
Yeah, I think I might have that one on DVD or Blu-ray. So we'll put a pin in that one and
sweet. And so that's one that's. I have to say I tried. I tried that the other night. Actually, it wasn't even. I actually watched that today. Yeah, but I'm telling you, man, it was.
What else? Did you watch anything else? I don't want to talk about Aquaman. I spent too much time talking about Aquaman.
Sorry, it was.
You watch anything else?
I did not actually. Did you watch anything else?
I don't think I watched any. We started watching. It's a canceled TV show, but I'm such a fan of Tim Robinson that we watched Detroiters. That's on Comedy Central.
I don't know if I've seen that one.
Oh, okay. It's about two guys who are in this kind of failing advertising agency, and they do local commercials and stuff, and they're just they're kind of screw ups or whatever, but they're good-hearted screw ups type of people, but they're hilarious. So
okay.
We started watching that, and then I mean that's
other than that, nothing.
Yeah, I don't think so. We had kind of a busier weekend. So, but I did watch the Emmys. Now I watched them today, not yesterday.
Oh, okay.
Just couldn't catch it live because you cut the cord and you make certain sacrifices if you don't have YouTube Red or some sort of local channels. And for some reason, any over-the-air antenna I use in my house just doesn't get those specific 3, 5, and 8. It's so weird. I get 19, 43, 5 different 43s, and
yeah, but not the other standard ones.
Yeah, not the ones that I actually need. So,
of course,
I just figure I'll watch it tomorrow. I'm sure it'll be available somewhere, and it was on YouTube. So,
found it.
Yep. But
that's cool. So tell me about it. Because I will say, I did not watch it.
So. You didn't watch them?
I didn't watch them. No, I didn't. Yeah, but
not many people I know are into the whole award ceremonies and watching them and all that stuff. And Jessica, my wife, and I we like to we didn't catch the Emmys last night, obviously, but the Oscars we try to always catch everything. I'm just a fan. I like the celebration of the content and the different types of content. It kind of also like shows you, hey, there's these other TV shows or other things that you might not have known about either. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, for sure.
Kind of like a nice like perspective or awareness. So I try to, check things out afterwards. But this Emmy specifically kind of felt accomplished to me. There were 3 shows that really kind of swept up the award ceremony, and
really?
I watched all 3 of them, so I felt pretty confident. You know what I mean?
Nice. Okay. All right.
So there's this show. I'm not sure if you watched it or not, but it's called Schitt's Creek.
I have not. No, I've heard a lot about it, and that's probably another one I should probably start.
Oh, everybody talks about it. I mean,
no.
Jessica and I, one day were just like, let's throw something on, and we found that show, and we were like, I was not expecting to laugh so hard. And then you realize, like, why wouldn't I laugh this hard? The cast is hilarious. Catherine O'Hara and Eugene Levy as the parents, and then Daniel Levy and let me just look it up. It's Eddie Murphy.
Okay.
But they swept. They actually had a legendary evening. They swept up best lead actress in a comedy series, best lead actor in a comedy series, best supporting actress in a comedy series, best supporting actor in a comedy series. They also got like best directing of a comedy series, best writing of a comedy series. So like before the first hour was just Schitt's Creek winning, and it was awesome, man. It was cool because that is one funny show. And it just ended. I think a 6th season that they didn't renew. I think they ended it on the 6th season, and it's absolutely hilarious through and through. So if you have not watched Schitt's Creek, I say, what are you doing?
What are you doing?
Yeah, what are you doing with your time? I think you might be doing something wrong with it.
Yeah. I mean, can you give me some sort of premise of the show at all?
Like, the Rose family were very wealthy, and due to some unknown circumstance, I forget exactly what happened, they are left like really poor. And so they have to move out of this mansion, and they wound up in this town called Schitt's Creek. And yeah, for sure. Great name. And they wound up in this town, and they live out of this motel. But, they carry on this persona of like, oh, we're still like of that class and everything. And they interact with like, say, just local normal town folk. And it's absolutely hilarious just because it's like, I think they call it like a fish out of water story. You've extracted this rich family and you've put them in a struggling position. But Eugene Levy is the dad.
Okay.
Catherine O'Hara.
His name sounds so familiar. I cannot put a face to it.
Oh, I mean, he's in some. Oh, he is the dad from American Pie.
Boom.
Yep.
Okay. I knew it, dude. I'm like, that is so like I cannot put a face to it. The easiest
movie.
Yeah.
Yep. Know it. Boom. Got it.
Yep. All right. I'm in.
And his son, actually, Daniel Levy, or Levy, I don't know, whatever. Mm-hmm. They actually kind of like created this together, wrote it together, and produced it, and it's actually like a Canadian show, which is cool.
Oh, okay, all right.
Netflix actually purchased it or did whatever, so it's actually on Netflix right now.
Okay.
So, like I said, if you have not watched it, it's absolutely hilarious. Catherine O'Hara plays the mother, and her name is Moira. And once you hear Moira talking, you're just like, oh man, you can't stop laughing. She mispronounces things and like trying to be this hoity-toity. And the way she pronounces things is just like, wow. Like, I don't know how you talk like that. It's amazing. It's so funny. And then her wardrobe in this show is amazing because it's just like shocking.
Of course. That's
Catherine O'Hara, I could say she's from, Beetlejuice. She's from, she's the mom from Home Alone. Wait, let me make sure on that, but I'm pretty positive.
Wait, okay, so you said, what girl? Oh, yeah. Wait a minute. Yeah, I think you're 100% right. Beetlejuice.
Yeah, Catherine O'Hara.
Yeah.
I just had to make sure.
Well, you made me question for a second. So
I know.
Wait a minute. You
second guess yourself, and you're like, "Oh no, for sure. What have I messed up?"
Yeah,
now,
I agreed with you, and then I didn't.
One thing that's crazy that I see right now is the fact that I forgot. All right, so in Home Alone, and this is I'm derailing for just a minute here.
Okay,
but it's gonna be a full circle. So
I'm ready.
So in Home Alone, which has Catherine O'Hara, and she won big time, right? But in that movie. Because she won Best Lead in a Comedy Actress, Best Lead Actress in a Comedy for Schitt's Creek, Catherine O'Hara. Anyways, so in Home Alone is Macaulay Culkin. But do you remember when he has to sleep up in the attic with, I think, Fuller is what they call him or something like that?
Yep.
And he's like, but he wets the bed, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's actually Kieran Culkin, Macaulay Culkin's little brother. And Kieran Culkin is in this amazing show called Succession. And wow, that took some awards too, man.
Oh, really? It's funny because I on the HBO too, because that's on HBO, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So I did see that. And I almost started it, but I didn't want to get into a movie I was gonna watch. That's why I turned on Aquaman, just so you know. So I'm sorry to get derailed a little bit, but that's why I turned on Aquaman, because I was cleaning and I was like doing other things.
Oh yeah.
So I just turned on something to watch. But anyways, sorry.
Oh yeah, Succession is one that you just want to sit there and actually watch.
Exactly, I got to pay attention to. So that's why I didn't. That's why they didn't start Succession. Because
it's like so well written, and the dialogue is so cool, and they make you feel like you're in the company, you're in the action, you're in this family, and all the crazy stuff that happens. But Jeremy Strong actually won, which he is Kendall, the one of the main kids in Succession.
Yeah, okay.
He won for outstanding lead in a drama series.
Nice. Okay. All right.
And they won. Succession won outstanding drama series. So when I recommend stuff, I'm not wrong, you know?
You're not, for sure.
I feel a little reinforced when award season comes around.
For sure.
I'm like, called that one, that one.
That is true.
Because
I'll definitely give you.
What's one that I recommend almost every single episode?
All right.
Watchmen. And that won big time too, man.
Yeah.
Another HBO series. HBO had the most amount of wins. I think they took 30 wins, and that's the most any single network has ever taken.
Wow, that's impressive. I mean, that's a lot.
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
So John Oliver again, right? I name dropped a lot of good stuff, but John Oliver won for best variety talk series. They actually had a really creepy but also awesome way, because everything was remote in this Emmys. So there's no big audience. Everybody was at home, and they just zoomed in or video chatted in. And for this particular category, they had these boxes that they were sent to all the nominees, and only one of them had an Emmy in it. And when it opens, it shoots out the Emmy and then shoots out like a cannon of confetti. But it's like a kind of like a bomb, you know? So when it goes, it just shoots open and shoots glitter all over the place. But he got that one because, I mean, if you've watched John Oliver, you know he's going to win. It's the best variety talk series because I feel like you learn so much in such a little bit amount of time. Such a wee amount of time.
A wee amount of time.
Aside from that, Succession actually won best writing as well of a drama series, which was cool.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So they cleaned up. Watchmen cleaned up. And another one that I thought was really cool was Zendaya. She's in a show called Euphoria, which, is again on HBO. And, big HBO night. And I gotta say, like, I'm 100% for it, because everything that has won was like, yep, that makes sense. Like, they're fantastic shows. And Euphoria, have you ever watched Euphoria?
No.
Okay. It is a dark show, about, like high schoolers and stuff like that. But it is really phenomenally well done. And Zendaya won for Outstanding Lead in a Drama Series. So that was really cool. Now you watch Ozark, though, right?
Yeah.
That sounded like a trailed off. Yeah. Did you watch all 3 seasons?
No. I finished season 2.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I really enjoyed the first season. The second season, I don't know why I didn't enjoy it as much.
Got it.
I enjoyed it, but it wasn't. I didn't really. I don't know why. It didn't leave me the same taste in my mouth as the first season did too. That's the problem.
I can agree with that. I thought the first season was like, wow.
Yeah, absolutely.
I was really wow, okay, this is definitely gonna be a binge worthy show. The second season was, okay. I would say the first half of the second season, I'm like, what are we doing? We're opening up a lot of storylines here.
Yeah.
But by the end of the second season, I'm like, okay, I'm back into it. This feels great. And then season 3, I thought was really well done as well. And then the ending of season 3, I'm like, when's season 4 coming out? My jaw dropped. Right. I'm like, when is season 4 coming out? They're like, Kevin, we haven't even filmed it yet. I'm like, come on. Get
Why
out
not?
there. Start
That's
filming.
The question. Yeah.
Start filming. I don't care about COVID. I need my content. I need.
Yeah, what am I gonna do during COVID?
Now Ozark is only getting 1 more season. They're gonna
quit after 4?
Yep. They're gonna close it out. So it's gonna be an extended season, I think, longer than their typical seasons. But season 4. So I'm excited because got a lot to resolve or unresolved. I don't know.
I'll watch season 4. Season 3. I'm sorry, season 3. I'll watch it, and give it another shot. I don't know why. I don't want to ruin it, but I'm just saying there's something. It's not that I hated it. It just wasn't as thrilling to me.
Yeah,
same way you did. It's a lot to remember. That's what I didn't like about it. It just seemed like there was always something to remember. Somehow it was just kind of I don't know. It's just there's a lot, bro. That's all I'm saying.
Well, if you find time instead of watching garbage like Aquaman, make your way back over to Ozark.
Yeah, I'm just busy. You know what I mean? I'm just not.
I'm just busy.
Well, dude,
I'm just kidding with you.
I'm just saying it's the weekend. Not to say, but it's the weekend. There's a certain sport that's on that I really enjoy, and I can sit at home and enjoy that. So that's all I'm saying.
Well, in Ozark, there's a lady named Ruth Langmore, played by Julia Garner. And she had won Best Supporting Actress in a Drama Series. So I thought that I was very proud because I love Ruth Langmore. She's awesome. You'll see.
Okay.
More. Watch more of it.
All right.
Regina King. She is the female lead of Watchmen. Wow.
No.
She's awesome. Phenomenal. And she won for Outstanding Lead in a Drama Series. So,
how many seasons was that again?
Watchmen is just 1 season, and they called it a limited series. So, that would be the difference. So, she won Outstanding Lead in a limited series, while Zendaya won Outstanding Lead in a Drama Series. I think that's the difference. I don't really know, but they both won. Now that I'm looking at them, I don't know the difference yet, but whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah. So Watchmen. And Watchmen watched outstanding. They won outstanding limited series.
Okay.
So HBO cleaned house on the drama side. Watchmen and Succession pretty much took a ton of stuff. But you got to finish that, man. It's so good. Oh,
Right.
wait, you're supposed to like watch the movie or something. That's right. The movie's on HBO.
It is?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why I didn't. That's why I quit watching it. So I gotta do that.
Yeah. So watch Watchmen, the movie, and then
Okay.
get back on it. Because, man, I got to tell you, it's so good.
Yeah.
And it's definitely one I would like to, we could talk about if you watch it.
All right. I'll get it done. I'll get it
done. Then one day watch Succession. I get it. You might not be into that one, but wowee, it's great.
All right.
Kieran Culkin is really good in it. Kieran Culkin.
Kieran.
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 Sounds just like a warped way of saying Karen. Kieran.
It doesn't. Yep.
He plays Roman.
Okay. All right.
Roman. But Succession.
I wrote it down.
Good. So Schitt's Creek, Watchmen,
Yep.
Succession, Euphoria, finish Ozark. You got a lot on your plate there. It was pretty cool to see, like, you know, everybody trying to at least set a good precedent about staying home, wearing your mask.
Yeah, for sure.
If you have people over, they did a COVID test right on live air with Jason Sudeikis while he was presenting an award, and like they had a nurse like do the swab up his nose and everything.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was pretty funny. Yeah.
Wow.
But it was really cool too because they like paid tribute to like the like truck drivers, doctors, nurses, frontline workers that are out there that might not get recognition. So they had like this truck driver. She was really cool, and then they actually get to like help present the awards. You know, like these two.
Oh, that's sweet.
These two brother sister doctors like present an award. I'm like, man, that would be really cool. You know.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, I wonder what the attendance was. Viewings, TV ratings. I wonder how many people tuned into this one versus last year. You know, like if anybody was more intrigued because it was going to be remote, or maybe they don't care. You know.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's true. Yeah.
Yeah, because it seems like to be a downward trend. I feel like maybe they just don't mix it up enough to get maybe the younger generation excited. But I don't know. I really enjoy the award ceremonies. I think it's something cool that every actor kind of wants to strive for. Give that best performance, you know, whether it's comedic, drama, or whatever. So I hope they continue on.
Yeah.
I'm sure they will.
Well, 100%. Yeah. I don't see it stop. Well, I mean, what's your favorite awards? I don't want to actually. There's more awards they gave out last night, right?
Yeah. I mean, there were, but they were either shows I didn't watch or I'm not familiar with, or some of people I'm not familiar with.
Gotcha.
So I just wrote down the
gotcha.
ones that.
So I mean, so which like out of the award shows, like what's your favorite one that goes on every
the
year?
Oscars? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That's your okay. All right.
I like the trying to see all of the Best Picture nominees and try to every year you have like a sheet that shows like all the picks, all the nominees, and like you kind of make your future predictions and stuff like that.
Yeah, definitely.
I think that's a lot of fun. So I like the Oscars a lot because I just think like it's going to kind of be rough nowadays just because of like. Doesn't seem like anybody's going back to the theater, but I like the theatrical release or even Netflix is getting in on it, but like the best pictures and best directing, sound editing. The only thing I got to say is I watched a short that was done on an iPhone by this guy named Damien Chazelle, Now, he did 2 movies that I've seen. He's done a couple others, I think. At least one other that I know of. But anyways. Whiplash.
Okay.
Have you seen that?
No.
Okay. Phenomenal. Like, that was...
I'm trying to remember who's in it.
Miles Teller and J.K. Simmons. He's a jazz drummer.
Okay, I think it's on some sort of streaming. I think I've seen it the one day.
Okay. If it is, I would definitely give it a watch.
Okay. Okay.
I
Sorry,
don't
go ahead, though.
personally. I'm not like a jazz person or anything like that, but like it was so intense. Like J.K. Simmons, holy crap.
Really?
Well, yeah, it's about like a drummer who is going to like a pristine music school, and he's in this jazz band. But like the J.K. Simmons is like a hardcore teacher trying to push people past their limits so that they get greatness. And sometimes the question is like, are you stepping over a line when you're doing that or whatever? But
yeah,
it is awesome. But he also did La La Land. And
okay.
I don't really have an extensive list of musicals that I've watched, but that one I feel like is more like half musical, half like movie. But it was phenomenally well done. And I keep coming back to that movie because I'm like, man, I really enjoyed it. But so anyways, that director.
Yes. Okay. All
right. He also made First Man, about landing on the moon, but he made this short movie called The Stuntman, I think it was called.
Okay.
And it was like it went through like the history of like these stuntmen going through different stunts throughout the eras. And it was so cool and so well done. And like actually I was like, wait a minute. Stunt people, holy crap, they do so much amazing work, yet they never get noticed. Why is that not a category?
Yes, yeah, that's true. Like why not?
That should totally be a category. Like who gave it their all, you know what I mean? And as a stunt person.
But I wonder if it's because like if they start getting limelight like that, if they start getting awards and stuff for it as well, I wonder if like they have the movie directors and stuff would have to pay them more money. You know what I mean? If you want the top-notch stuntman.
I mean, I don't think that has any bearing on...
You don't think so?
No.
Okay.
No, I mean,
I'm just saying, if you're award-winning stuntman, why would you not get paid more money than somebody else that's not a... But
it wouldn't matter, because, I mean, like an academy is just, like, through a third-party thing, but if you're already a premier stuntman, you're already getting paid. You know what I mean? Like, I don't...
Yeah.
And then, besides that, what would be a bad thing about that? Maybe they're not paid enough.
Well, exactly. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I never said it's a bad thing.
I don't think so. I think, like, if people can afford, like, big-time movie stars, what would be the difference, you know?
Yeah. Okay.
I think that'd be kind of shameful. Be like, oh,
it is
too
shameful,
good.
but
I can't pay you. Yeah, I don't know.
That's what big business does. Big business does. If I could spit it out of my mouth correctly, I'm just saying.
Yeah, but anyways. I mean, that's like why you see like time and time again some of the A-list actors. You know what I mean? And they're getting paid chunks of money.
Yeah.
So, I'd be like, you know, I think they deserve more recognition.
Oh, I agree. I see. I've seen like a couple clips, and they have absolutely amazed me. So I'm on your side.
Yeah.
I was just throwing that out there. I'm not saying that's what I believe in.
Right.
You know what I mean? But still, I think you are 100% correct though.
Yeah. So it really was like the short. It was really well done. It was really cool, and it was all shot on an iPhone. And I think I'm maybe like 9 minutes long or something like that.
Oh, that's not bad at all.
No, exactly. Yeah, it's really, really such a cool little short. But it's just like, man, there should be like more categories, you know?
Yeah.
Because like I wonder, I should probably know this, but let's see. But yeah, so Oscars are definitely my favorites.
Okay. All right.
Do you ever say my father was always big into movies.
Okay.
We watch TV shows as a family and everything, but I mean, we didn't go to church, but we went to the theater, and my dad constantly took us to the theater, and so that obviously that passion came down to us. But I mean, we always watched the Oscars and everything, so I've always watched it. It's a kind of like a nostalgia one. You as a family, you guys ever watch any award shows or anything like that? Yeah.
No, not one bit. Like, I mean, so one of my friends' dads was a huge into it. He actually he'd wear the sports jacket and tie the nights that it came. He was sitting in his living room and wearing a sports jacket and a tie to fit into the Emmys or the Oscars himself in his kitchen, in his living room. But outside of that is just something he did. He absolutely enjoyed it. He's the guy that bought his 4 walls filled with DVDs in his basement. Like, I mean, so he like when the movie comes out, instead of going to see it in theaters all the time, he'll go buy the DVD, or he'll see it 3 times in theaters and buy the DVD. You know what I mean?
Oh,
like,
yeah,
when it comes out.
I know that.
Yeah. So I mean, it was just like him and. So one other buddy of mine is really, really deeply into movies as well. So.
Yeah. I did look it up because I didn't want to misspeak, but casting directors, they do not get awards either, Oscars, and that to me blows my mind because casting, I think, if you miscast, you could have destroyed 100%. A movie. And sometimes these roles are like perfectly casted, and you're like, wow, this person had a vision, and they went out, they found it, and I mean, that blows my mind that something like that deserves recognition as well. Like, man, they don't get
that. Is true.
It's crazy.
Yeah. You're not on TV, so you don't get any sort of true limelight.
Yeah, it's just like you got to be like in the industry to know these people, or really know, like do your homework and pay attention to the credits of your movies, or go
absolutely,
IMDb.
Definitely. But I mean, don't get me wrong. If you're in the business, they're the big bigs, right?
Well, exactly, yeah.
Like,
hey, you gotta call this casting director. They're the best,
Yeah. Oh God, here we go. For sure. Yeah, that'd be awesome.
I mean, that's gotta be such a fun part of whether it's TV or movies, casting. Like you get to watch people audition and really strive for the roles that are written on the page or whatever.
Yeah,
that's gotta be a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, I mean, so not to sidetrack, but did you ever watch the casting for The Office? Like the people that try to cast.
I watched a decent amount of those. Yeah,
it's kind of crazy. Like Seth Rogen. You know what I mean? He was in there. Who else was it? Wasn't it? Didn't was it Jim Carrey that tried to play Michael Scott?
I'm not too sure.
Man, there was somebody. I just remember there was dark hair. I can't remember. I can't picture his face right now. Anyways, that was like one of the first ones I actually ever watched. Out like just that's something that I don't think about to look up, right? You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah,
the show's the show, And it came up one day, and I'm like, oh, this is sweet. So I watched it. So like I was thinking about, I just watched it recently. That's why I'm kind of angry that I didn't watch it, but I can't remember who it was. But for some reason I thought it was Jim Carrey, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I'm not too sure, but yeah, it's just like when you hear like Seth Rogen tried to be Dwight, it's like, well, no, no way,
no, that would not work.
There's only one Dwight Schrute,
And that Dwight, he played a perfect. I mean, that was like, once again, good job, director. The casting director. Yeah, you know what I mean.
Sure.
A good job. You did it. I'm telling you.
So
it's crazy.
A funny story about The Office and casting directors. Phyllis was casting people for The Office, and somebody told her to audition, so she did. And Phyllis, is her real name. Isn't that funny?
That's wild. Wow. Yeah. Was she? Wow. So she was actually just trying to be the casting.
She was just
director?
like a casting director or casting assistant. So they were watching people audition and recruiting and all that stuff. So she was told by somebody to go in and audition, and again,
wow.
Nobody could take that, whether it be a position that from the original Office or not, to fit that character in. it was perfect. Like she's
for sure, absolutely, yeah.
And then she goes on to voice Sadness and Inside Out, and who knows what else she's done. But it's like, wow, you went from a casting director to having a little bit of career there. That's pretty.
It's awesome.
Movie or TV career, whatever. Not saying that it wouldn't be a career, but yeah, it's like crazy. You never know like what path might shoot you on. You might be on
and for 1 second.
Yeah, you might be on a TV show for 9 years.
Yeah, almost the number one streaming TV show to this day.
Right?
You know, that's a crazy. That's an insane part.
And then you have people on your on a podcast going, "I don't trust you, Phyllis.
I don't trust you, Phyllis." Yeah. That episode came on. I watched that episode the other day. I went through nostalgia things in my head for the last couple of weeks, and I just like ones that we talked about. Went back and rewatched, and I laughed. Man.
Oh yeah.
You know, oh my goodness gracious.
It's so funny. It's
it's awesome.
It's perfecto.
When he punches the hole in the wall in that scene, though.
Yeah, they said that
I almost cried inside.
He said that was the most intimidating thing to shoot because, like, you had to hit the right spot in the wall. Because they had, like, extra drywall pieces and everything. But they only had so many, so you only had so many shots to do.
Yeah.
But then you just want it to come off right. And he said that was probably, like, the most, like, intimidating part of the show for him. But he also said that it was really tough being Andy, we're talking about Andy at Helms, but he said it was really hard to be a boss on
The Office.
The Office, just because it's like, how do you fill the shoes of Michael Scott?
Yeah.
Robert California, all sorts of ones.
Exactly. That would be very, 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 very difficult.
But anyways, back to the Oscars.
Anyways. Yeah.
The Office, they probably won some Emmys back in their day, but
oh yeah,
that'd be funny. Like
yes.
best streamed TV show, like a new category, like most streamed TV show, and it's like boom.
Yep. There we go.
Now one thing that I thought was just super cool was they have a governor's like lifetime award type of thing.
Yeah.
And it went to Tyler Perry, and it was really cool to like kind of like learn some things about Tyler Perry, about how he when he was younger he wrote a play, put all his money into it, and it was not successful, and he became like like kind of like living out of your car for a little while, and how he's built this empire and created so many jobs and created so much inclusiveness for everybody. And he did something really cool. He actually he said that he bought a huge amount of property, and it used to be a Confederate camp during the Civil War, but he bought the property, and that's where like his big studio is, where there's like a ton of buildings for like movie sets and all that stuff.
Okay.
I mean, he turned his life and boom, man, like
that's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, it was really, really cool to see like this dude started from the bottom and now is giving people thousands of jobs, and took something that was like a bad history and turned it into something, a great history of prosper and inclusivity. I mean, it's awesome.
Yeah.
So it's really cool.
Okay.
The only thing I was kind of bummed, and I don't know if this sounds morbid or anything, but on the YouTube version, they didn't show the in memoriam section. It was weird. So I didn't get to see any of that, but I don't know if that's
okay.
I don't know if that's like somebody's gonna be like, well, you're not supposed to want to watch those, but I kind of wanted to. You don't remember everybody you lost through the years, so you want.
Yeah.
But
absolutely, definitely.
But oh well.
Yeah, it is what it is.
There were also like these blank audio splotches, and I'm like, I wonder if like there's some audio like music that they didn't have the rights for or something, so YouTube muted it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's good.
Yeah, I thought it was funny. I was like, wait a minute, this feels like my Twitch videos I used to have when I played music, and I'd get muted,
Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's funny. So they're like one one streamer I found. You actually, if you reverb the song somehow, or if they have a reverbed version on there, you can't get copywritten because the computer system won't pick it up. So I'm like, funny. Wait, what? Yeah, he's like, all you do is add a little bit of reverb to the entire song, slow it down a little bit, and then when it's going to pick it up, because all it does is like pick up the song, and then it'll mute you. Yeah. So if it's a little bit reverbed, they can't pick that song up, and you're good to go. It's crazy, man.
That is crazy.
The one streamer's literally
figure out anything, you know.
Yeah, the one streamer I watch, he's not like huge, but he listens to mainstream music all literally the entire time he streams. So
that's crazy. Yeah, that's sweet. I mean, hey, more power to you.
Yeah. And then the other dude I watched, if FB_Blaze Taco, that dude, he literally had a notification that came up when he got likes on the stream, and it was a 6-second song, and his whole entire chat would get kicked out, his stream would get shut down, has to sit there, he can't restream for an hour. I mean, you know what I mean? So it's like booting him out. Yeah, like they did like
brutal
something. Well, it's crazy then. And then that's why he was like, well, this sucks because you know what I mean? He's like, when we have to go back live, if somebody else goes to do something, I'm missing an hour of stream time that I normally stream. Yeah. You know, and he's like, this is like he's like, it's taking the stream kind of vibe away sometimes. It's making it hard on me. You know?
It's like the you can't just be free with any decision you want to make. There's like actual like licenses and
exactly for every little
red
thing,
tape that you probably didn't figure into everything.
Yeah, he was like, I'm just gonna start making dings like a bell.
There you go.
He's like, what else? Who cares? You know, I know what the sound is.
I remember I would, when I was streaming and I had music on my stream, I actually used Spotify's Twitch playlist. So I'd only play things that were supposed to be okay through Twitch, and I'd still get muted blocks, and I'm like, that's aggravating. That is aggravating.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, 100. Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Wow. Yeah, I hope one day that it would be really, 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 really cool to attend one of these ceremonies, man. As like a writer or whatever. Because they have, jump back to.
Well, yeah, no, yeah. What were you talking about? Yeah. We want somewhere different. Yeah.
Yeah. But they have, so not only TV shows, comedies, dramas, but they also have writing credits and all that fun stuff. And it'd be really cool. Oh, not just writing credits, but like limited series. Movies, movies that came out either for HBO or maybe they were on network television, stuff like that. You know, It's cool to see, what can be entered and what can be considered and I just think it would be really, really cool to either get nominated or something.
That would be phenomenal. Absolutely, 100%.
Yeah,
I mean. Fair day.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah. HBO, pick that up,
Exactly. Yeah.
But yeah, so it was a nice, like I said at the beginning, it was a nice, like, to be reaffirmed in knowing that, hey, Kevin, you're watching some great content. Keep it up, pal.
Yeah.
You're recommending good stuff, and we just want to pat you on the back and let you know we're gonna boast the same stuff.
All right.
So Schitt's Creek, Watchmen, Succession, Euphoria, and Last Week Tonight by John Oliver.
Johnny Ollie.
Johnny Ollie.
Yep, absolutely.
He was fun. I mean, everybody seemed to use their platform really well. And definitely brought up voting. Nobody got like too political, but Jimmy Kimmel had a few jabs. One I thought was really funny was it was reality TV, I think was the award, and he said, oh, hey, there was a loser of this category who went on to become president of the United States. And I'm like, dang, there's a jab, But, most everybody was just echoing out like, hey, vote. Go sign up. Register to vote, whether you're going to vote by mail or vote in person. Like, just make sure you're registered. Make sure you're voting. Important 100%. Election. we should see a huge voter turnout. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. I totally agree with you. So since we're on politics real quick, I just want to throw something out there to you.
Yoinks.
So this kind of shocked me. So there's a big UFC fight this weekend. Colby Covington won. He's a big Trump supporter. And at the end of his fight on Saturday, Mr. President Donald Trump actually called Colby Covington on the press conference and talked to him while he was on national TV. I couldn't wait to watch you fight. I had to make sure I was available for this fight tonight. I mean, like, yeah. So I just wanted to throw that out there to you. I thought that was kind of shocking that he. Now, could it have very well been a pre-recorded message? Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's actually a really good point. You don't know. That could have been. Yeah, that's actually a really good point. But
yeah, so I really don't know because there was a couple points to where, like, Colby, like, I didn't watch the entire thing, but Colby was actually like talking to him. He had the speakerphone like this, and he said something, and then Colby was still talking when Donald Trump actually came back in again. So like,
oh, okay, so
it might have been a pre-recording.
Gosh, you'd hope he'd be like busy doing something else.
That's why I thought it was so funny. That was my whole point to it. That's, you know what I mean. I'm just saying no politics.
Yeah,
we were on it.
Yeah, we try to stay away from politics.
For sure. Yeah, we
but
don't talk about that.
That seems like a complete waste of a president's time and should probably be busy doing something else. But whatever. Anyways, moving on.
You're in a pandemic. But,
yeah,
it's fine.
Yeah, lots of lives lost, but no big deal. Yeah, so
anywho,
yeah, we'll move on to that.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So yeah, there was some jabs, but the main point that everybody drove home was vote.
Yes,
don't care if you
vote.
What you vote, just get your voice out.
Exactly, absolutely. Your vote matters. Every single person. Your vote matters.
Coincidentally, to get an award, these people had to be voted for. So
exactly, I'm just absolutely.
They're
if I sat here and
what
just
they
loved
preach.
this person, yeah, that is very true. Very, very, very true.
So I know you have some things to talk about. I'm gonna just get my Thursday movie recommendation off the list.
All right, I'll just okay,
and then I'll clear the podium. I'll clear the room.
All right,
and the floor will be yours. All right.
Dun, 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 dun,
So Kevin's Thursday movie suggestion is gonna be Sicario. I don't know. Have you watched Sicario?
I have not.
Oh, goodness gracious, man. It is an edge-of-your-seat thriller. Emily Blunt, it was just, she's consistently a huge acting force, but she's awesome in this. Like, it's just so well acted. Josh Brolin, who, he's just a phenomenally versatile actor. And one of my all-time favorite actors, Benicio Del Toro. I was like, when I was early in my 8 years, I was like, I love Benicio Del Toro so much. I'm gonna name my son Benicio, because I think that's such a cool name. But it's a really fantastic movie. It came out in 2015. It's an idealistic FBI agent is enlisted by a government task force to aid in the escalating war against drugs at the border area between the U.S. and Mexico. There is this scene when they're on this highway and stop traffic, and it's one of those moments where you're on the edge of your seat, you don't know what's going to happen, and it's thrilling. It is a very fun yet dark and interesting movie. Like it's really well done. It's really cool. Okay. So if you have not watched Sicario, or even if you have, let us know. Let us know your thoughts on Sicario.
Oh, absolutely. Definitely.
If you watch it, let me know. Let me know what your thoughts are.
So you heard how good he was. The Emmys agreed with all of his recommendations so far this year. Yeah. So give him a little bit of credit. There's your award.
There's my award, best recommender. Right? Yeah.
Yeah, dude, for sure.
I saw one of the actresses from Succession had made like a fake Emmy out of tin foil. I'll just get one of those spray painted gold.
Yeah. Yep. You're welcome. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. All right, so Sicario, there you go. Look out for it.
Perfect.
Check it out. It's excellent.
Okay.
So what you got for us?
So, So I'm gonna do a little bit of something I did watch. Else I watched this weekend. I did watch a lot of football this weekend. Yeah, I tried to watch as much as possible. I did what I could this weekend to watch some football. So,
so there's out of my way to actively watch some sports.
Yes, yeah. So I did that. So I have to say, Thursday night, the Browns right there. Just saying, go Brownies. You can see a little guy up here. Go Brownies.
That small little pendant back there.
Well, I know. Well, it's a lot bigger when you're closer, but wide lenses.
Right.
Don't. I gotta. Anyways, so the one thing that that. All right, so I just want to say my opinion on something about this whole football season personally.
Have at it.
So one thing I've noticed, like especially with this weekend, it's week 2. I know with the whole COVID thing, they were really taking precautions and they were taking this, they were taking that. So they didn't do a preseason this year, okay? So which is fine, you know what I mean, because of that. Now this weekend, this weekend was an absolute terror for people. And injury-wise this weekend.
Really?
There was like huge names. This is week 2. Huge names, people going out. There's a running back that he's the number one person, and his season's over with an ACL tear.
From what team?
It was the hold on.
Didn't think I'd ask some questions.
Well, no, I just cannot think of. Oh, Saquon Barkley. I just couldn't.
What team?
The team. Giants.
Giants. New York Giants.
Yes, See, look at you. Yeah, pat on the back. But he's our number one guy right now, and so like that's a huge thing. That's a season ender right there. If he doesn't repair right, if it doesn't go right for him, it could be a season. A career ender.
Such a bummer.
I know. There's big things. Another big one was Nick Bosa from the 49ers. The 49ers also lost their starting quarterback with a high ankle sprain, Jimmy Garoppolo. There was like big things that happened. So my opinion on it, there's a lot of talk going on it that I hear that. So they were talking about getting rid of the preseason games altogether. So in preseason football,
like from now on, or
from
just
now on
specifically. Oh, okay.
So from now on, and the reason they want to do that is because. So during the preseason, the first 4 games, the starters play a lot of times the starters play a quarter,
right?
And then all the other peers, and then that's substitutes or backups. They keep playing the rest of the time, which they were like, well, it's kind of just a waste of time, but it's really not because you're also seeing your other players perform. So to me, that's a huge. That's my one opinion.
That would be huge
right?
to me. Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. So I think that's absolutely huge because you actually see actual gameplay. It's not practice. Of course, somebody out there on their own team can go out there and stand out. But if they have another all-star guarding them, that's a totally different story than your non-all-star guarding you here, right? I just think there's different. There's different
imbalanced.
things.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So a lot of times they go. It goes to the wayside. Nobody really. It's not that great. But what it also does, though, it gets people prepared for the season. Running out there on the football field, hitting with your teammates. They're not going full blown. They're not trying to hurt that quarterback. Not literally hurt the quarterback.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, exactly. Yeah, not literally hurt the quarterback, but I'm saying they're not even allowed to tackle the quarterback. You know what I mean? Like in practice, quarterback's got a red jersey on. Says don't. If you tackle me,
break your arm.
Well, exactly. Yeah. There's been actually somebody tackled somebody in practice one time. And they actually got booted from the team eventually. So like if it was like a long process, but eventually they're like, you know what? We just don't want you back. We'll void the contract. We'll do this. You're fired from the team because if he just took an unnecessary shot, they had a beef. It was an outside beef between each other.
It was something specific.
It was something exactly. So I think that's when that he had a big problem with that. So anyways, besides that, so I just think that what it also does is gets people out there and doing it, and they're talking about taking it away. I just think that's the stupidest thing you can do, and I think this weekend shows a very good point to what my big belief is in it, that you get your guys out there and prepared for the season and preseason game. You know what I mean? Yeah. You're going out there and you're competing not at 100% level. You're going like 80 to 90. You get your guys out there and you get them warmed up a little bit. Yeah, you're not going out there to get hit, but you're going to take hits. So your first couple games, you know what I mean? If you're going out there with not getting hit at all, you're going to go out there and it's going to feel different. You know what I mean? Everybody builds up stuff, right? So you go out there and you take a couple hits because they're not going 100% yet. They're going 80, 90. The fourth game of the preseason usually go like the starting core will go 3 quarters into the game.
Okay.
But they're doing that for a reason, though. They're getting them warmed up. So next time when they come out, the quarterback's kinks that he had to work out because he's misreading this or misreading that, it's now fixed and they're prepared for the regular season. And I just really don't believe that. And I read a whole article on that today because I'm like, it's crazy. I'm like, I actually believe that. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I was saying. And then this whole article said it too.
Like
I was from CBS Sports. Yeah, I'm like, nice.
Now, I just the injuries that are occurring, like, are they, just like, is there just roughhousing happening or
a regular tackle? That when Saquon Barkley got hurt, the dude was tackling him up top and like pushed him. All he was trying to do was he planted his left foot and then he planted his right foot like this, and just because and that's all he did, and then boom, it fell over, and you can see it in his face, the camera angle that was looking at him. He was hurt from just stomping his right leg, stomping his right leg. I mean, don't be wrong, he could have stomped on it and then twist it a little bit. Yeah. You can't see like his leg that way. I'm not saying he couldn't have done that, but at the same time, it's what I mean. I'm just saying I think the preseason is super big for all the injuries this weekend.
Yeah, I mean, that's you said second week, so
yeah.
I mean pretty early. How many now with COVID? How many weeks of football are there?
I think there is going to be a total of. Was it 12? I think. Hold on, let me find out real quick. Let me.
So are they out the rest of the season then?
Well, that maybe that's the part of the problem. So like, I mean, so think about the 49ers, man. I'm gonna look it up too. But the quarterback and their star defensive player and their starting quarterback is now injured and could be. I mean, you never know. They could be out. And then the Broncos lost their starting quarterback too.
That's
so. I mean, don't.
So 2020 has taken a decent toll, man.
Well, absolutely, yeah. It's terrible. I mean, it's absolutely like it is not good.
Yeah, I had heard that.
No, actually, they're doing a full season. I'm sorry. I question myself. Yeah, they're actually doing a full season. It's going all the way till December. I mean, yeah, I'm sorry, January 5th.
Well, don't they usually have
the regular season
Super Bowl in February?
Actually, they're still squeezing it in. That's crazy. They're just doing week by week by week.
Yeah, no that's breaks, cool. Though. At least make it feel normal for everybody, given whatever happens this fall and winter.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, definitely. So, yeah, I know they were talking about doing a shortened season, and I never actually paid attention. I didn't get the problem is I didn't get the Browns schedule. I always get a paper copy of the Browns schedule at some gas station, but now that I'm not going to all the gas stations all the time, and they probably don't have them because it's something else that people could touch. Yeah. You know what I mean? I just haven't got it yet, so I got to download one. I usually have the Browns schedule in my brain, but I didn't.
I did hear
I don't have it yet.
That they were going to start allowing fans.
Well, yeah. So they're going to start. I think it's like 15,000 or something. They're going to allow in there.
So pretty much like an arena, and they're going to just half it, like allow half
the
amount
absolutely.
of people in type of thing.
Yeah, for sure. I think they're. Yeah, I mean, so there was already. There was one of the teams that because there was only 5 teams total that were actually allowing people in the NFL, and there are actually two people that came into the one stadium actually got tested positive for COVID, but then one of the people they got tested the next day, and it was false. So they really don't. They're not too sure. You know what I mean? So like they're going to go back, and I never heard about that first person being tested again to see because I think that's what they're starting to do too on like certain aspects of things. They'll test you once. If you have it, they'll test you again the next day and see. But I don't know. I really, you know what I mean? I'm really not. I don't know. But
yeah, just because I from what I've heard or read, that it just appears that there can be false positives, so you might as well test. Okay, we've had a couple of positives, so you're more than likely positive. So
well, yes, absolutely, yeah, definitely, correct. Yeah, so I just think that so. So I mean, but other big news this time. I don't know if I said it yet. Browns won. So I just want to keep saying that. I know, yeah, they won on Thursday night. I mean, it was against the Bengals, and the Bengals is not a very strong team, but what I take away is I'm always a hopeful person. I never want to think of the negative. I just always think positively, right? That's the goal. That they're taking this game, and hopefully this is like a booster for them. I think there's a lot of Odell Beckham Jr. He's our starting wide receiver. He's our star wide receiver, okay? And then there's a lot of talking going back and forth that, oh wait, the Browns are going to trade him. Oh wait, the Browns are going to, or they're not going to trade him. It's been going on since he's came. Because the media presses him off as, yeah, he's a superstar, but he's also a superstar with the big head. So that's not a good thing. He made one catch behind his head like this, one-handed in the end zone. I mean, he made the most amazing catch probably one of the most amazing catches ever.
Yeah,
I mean, that's
right.
So then he's made his name.
Super impressive.
Absolutely. I mean, he's like jumped up like in the air and grabbed the ball right above the field goal and just caught it one-handed upside down then just stomped it down. I mean, the dude's done some amazing things. Okay, so anyways, with that, I think that in his head there was just a bunch of just negativity, man. It's a lot of pressure on a player out there. I think it's why Baker Mayfield's struggling right now because of the same reason. I just think he's struggling because he came out, he's supposed to be the guy. So all of a sudden when he comes out and he has the guy and then he's getting, he can't get a pass out, or he's just so much pressure because if he goes out there he's got to be perfect, and when he's not perfect he's mad at himself, and then he gets in his head, and then all of a sudden now he's all over the place, right?
Yeah.
So it's like certain things like that, and then that ends up being
poker. They call it tilt, getting tilted.
Yes, for sure. So yeah.
You're on tilt. 100%. That's what they say.
Yeah,
you're on tilt.
On tilt. Yeah.
That's when you might as well quit.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. So, but other big news. Tom Brady got his first win as a Buccaneer. He traded teams. Tom Perfect. I thought, I thought that he was actually going to struggle. He's got a star players. Gronk went down there with him, so that's huge. Also, something coming up is going to be probably the game of the season. I think so far we have last year's Super Bowl champions going against probably the second best, or not, if not the first true best team in the league, with the Baltimore Ravens. I'm telling you, the Baltimore Ravens offense is absolutely stunning, but so is the Chiefs. So it's gonna be something that really, I think it's going to be the best game of the season. It's Monday Night Football. So,
two giants just colliding type of thing.
I'm telling you, it's going to be the game. It's going to be the game this season. So I mean, and I could be wrong. It's something. I just said the same thing last year that on I forget who it was, but they went out and it was like 14-10. No team, you know what I mean? Like nobody had anything. Nobody. It was
right, not a high scoring game just because.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, that sucks. You don't expect to just blow up, and
you don't even have to be fans of the teams. You just enjoy a good game, and that's like a good game. That's sweet.
For sure. I think the best, I'm gonna give out some awards. I think, I'm gonna give the player of the week, and I'm also gonna give the game of the week. I think that we should really, games to go back and watch highlights of if you have not, because they are true shows to watch. So the first, I'm gonna give the game of the week. It was the Cowboys. Versus the Falcons. Yeah, the Cowboys versus the Falcons. It was an absolute showdown. At first, I will say at the very beginning of the game, the Falcons were absolutely running away with it. They actually went up 20 points at one time. And the Cowboys in the fourth quarter, they came back from 20 points and actually won the game by 1 point with a last-minute field goal with the time running down. 3 seconds on the clock. Yeah, kicked the field goal to come back and win. So
that's pretty cool. That's got to feel pretty good.
I'm telling you, they came back, and and I have to say, growing up, I was a Cowboys fan because I don't know if you knew this, but the Browns actually left for a while. I don't know if you knew that or not. Mm-hmm. The Browns when they
were moved to Baltimore, weren't they?
Yeah, that's when they moved to Baltimore. Yeah. Correct. Yeah. So then, so we were left without a team, and so who am I going to vote for? So I went with my next favorite team was Emmitt Smith and the Cowboys. I'm telling you. So I love that. That's yeah. Funny. I'm telling. Oh, it's so awesome. Troy Aikman. You know what I mean? I had pillows, coats. Do you remember the old coats with the sports teams on it? And then there was like a pullover, and then your hood, you had like pockets down here.
Oh yeah, I had one
Cowboys.
Of those. They were sweet sure. Because when I would go and be bored to death by my brother's soccer games, I could, they were so big on me, I could just, pulled the hood over.
Oh,
and
yeah.
just take naps. You know, I was like,
that's funny.
Being sub-degree weather, and I'm like, what starter jackets? I think they were called.
Yeah, starter. Yep. There you go.
Starter
Perfect.
jackets. Yep. Yeah. I would get hand-me-down ones, and they were awesome. I love them.
Oh, that's fine. I don't. Yeah, it's
so
fine
comfy,
with me. I don't care. Yep, for sure. So I had those cowboyed out until my Browns came back, and then there were still that was my back burner favorite team.
Right.
I'm always rooting for the Browns. Doesn't matter what it is. But if I don't choose the Browns, my favorite team is the Cowboys. Nice. That's just that's where that's at. So this was a sweet game for me to see. It was a good time. It was very fun.
Very cool.
So.
And then your player of the week, huh?
My player of the week, somebody that stood out was the Green Bay Packers running back, Aaron Jones. Okay. Aaron Jones, he's not a big name, but he stood out this week. I mean, he ran for 168 yards, received 68 yards, so he actually caught the ball. I think it was 4 times for 68 yards, which is huge for a running back. So I mean, that's well over 200 yards there. Obviously, I think that's like one. It doesn't matter. I can't do math very well. 186 or something. Anyways, and 3 total touchdowns, man. I mean, he killed it this week.
That's awesome.
He did fantastic. I have to say I didn't necessarily watch the game. But when you go, you just go back and watch highlights and stats, and I watch ESPN. You watch SportsCenter, and all you hear about is the big guys, like the big plays and the big big people and stuff. So you go back and you look at it, and so that's. So far, that's that. Well, that's going to be my player of the week, and then game of the week. So
excellent.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Well,
you got anything else for us?
No, I don't. Go Browns. So let's hopefully they pull out another win here. I'm really hoping so. Other than that, no, man. I think that's it. All right.
Excellent. All right. Well, we'll close this one out then.
All right.
All right. Well, thank you, everybody, for listening and watching.
Yeah, thanks, guys.